Gaia, the Fierce Knight. Card type, monster. Attribute, earth. Types, warrior, normal. Level 7, attack 2300. Defense 2100. A knight whose horse travels faster than the wind. His battle charge is a force to be reckoned with. Card trivia, Gaia the Fierce Knight. This monster appears in the artwork of Super Soldier Ritual. Either this monster or Swift Gaia the Fierce Knight appears in the artworks of Baton of the Hero, Heroes Guild, Monster Calling, and Spiral Spear Strike. The Rush Duel version of this card appears in the artwork of the Rush Duel version of Exchange. This monster can be seen on Pharaoh Atem's side of the field on the Tablet of Lost Memories. This monster has several retrained counterparts, 4 effect monsters: Arisen Gaia the Fierce Knight, Charging Gaia the Fierce Knight, Lord Gaia the Fierce Knight, and Swift Gaia the Fierce Knight. 2 Rush Duel counterparts, Battle-Tested Gaia the Fierce Knight and Dedicated Gaia the Fierce Knight. 3 fusion monsters, Gaia Drake the Universal Force, Gaia the Dragon Champion, and Sky Galloping Gaia the Dragon Champion. 1 Synchro monster, Gaia Knight the Force of Earth. 1 Xyz monster, Gaia Dragon the Thunder Charger. 1 Link monster, Gaia Saber the Lightning Shadow. This monster has a counterpart for almost every type of monster card. If one counts Blackluster Soldier, explained below, this monster has a counterpart for every type of monster card. In the Yu-Gi-Oh manga and some video games, this monster is required to ritual summon Blackluster Soldier. This would later be expanded upon with the relationship between the Gaia and Blackluster Soldier archetypes in the OCG and TCG. The Bandai version of this monster is level 6, has a blue horse, and 1600 defense, while the Konami version of this monster is level 7, has a violet horse, and is 2100 defense. In the Yu-Gi-Oh! Toei anime, this monster's horse was colored brown. This card's first OCG and TCG artwork is taken from Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel 37 to the Death, specifically from the panel showing this monster being summoned. This card's second OCG artwork is taken from Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel 118, Duelist Duel 59, The Legendary Swordsman, specifically from the panel in which this monster undergoes the effect of Blackluster Ritual to become Blackluster Soldier. Card appearances, Gaia the Fierce Knight. Anime, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters. In Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode 1, The Heart of the Cards, Yami Yugi uses this card during his duel against Seto Kaiba. After he summons this card, Yugi uses this card to attack and destroy Kaiba's Sagi the Dark Clown, whose attack was 1800 due to negative energy generator. Kaiba's Blue Eyes White Dragon then attacks and destroys this card. In Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode 5, The Ultimate Great Moth, Yami Yugi uses this card during his duel against Weevil Underwood. After summoning this card, Yugi uses this card to attack Weevil's Cocoon of Evolution. But the attack fails, as the defense of Cocoon of Evolution was too high due to the field power bonus. After using Curse of Dragon, who was equipped with Burning Land, to destroy the forest area and remove the field power bonus from Cocoon of Evolution, Yugi uses this card to attack Cocoon of Evolution again. The attack succeeding in destroying the cocoon, but Weevil's larva moth was inside long enough to become Great Moth. On Weevil's turn, Great Moth attacks Yugi's set Beaver Warrior. Weevil then explains that all monsters on the ground will be destroyed after the attack, so Yugi activates Polymerization to fuse this card with Curse of Dragon in order to fusion summon Gaia the Dragon Champion. Great Moth then destroys Beaver Warrior. In Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode 15, Winning Through Intimidation, Yami Yugi uses this card during his duel against Panic. After he summons this card, Yugi activates Polymerization to fuse this card with Curse of Dragon together in order to fusion summon Gaia the Dragon Champion. In Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode 23, Face Off Part 2, Yami Yugi uses this card during his duel against Seto Kaiba. After summoning this card, Yugi uses this card to attack and destroy Sagi the Dark Clown. Kaiba then activates Crush Card, which destroys this card and the Dark Magician in Yugi's hand. After that, Crush Card Virus renders every monster that has at least 1500 attack in Yugi's deck useless. In Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode 29, Dual Identity Part 1, Yami Yugi uses this card during his duel against My Valentine. After this card is summoned, Yugi uses this card to attack Mai's Harpy Lady, but Mai activates Mirror Wall to negate the attack and have the card's attack. Later, Harpy Lady, whose attack was 1800 due to Cyber Shield, attacks and destroys this card. In the next episode, Yugi activates Monster Reborn to revive this card. On the final turn, Yugi activates Black Luster Soldier to tribute this card and Karibo in order to ritual summon Black Luster Soldier. In Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode 33, Best of Friends, Best of Duelists Part 1, Yami Yugi uses this card during his duel against Joey Wheeler. After this card is summoned, Yugi uses this card to attack and destroy Guilty of the Dark Knight. Later, Yugi activates Polymerization to fuse this card with Curse of Dragon in order to fusion summon Gaia the Dragon Champion. This card also appears when Yami Yugi explains to Joey that Duel Monsters is about the balance between monster, spell, and trap cards. In Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode 35, Yugi vs. Pegasus, Match of the Millennium Part 1. This card appears in Yami Yugi's thoughts when he notes it will take all the wisdom his grandfather taught him and all the power in his cards to defeat Maximilian Pegasus. In Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode 40, Aftermath, this card is shown within a stone slab while Yugimoto and Shadi are wandering through Yami Yugi's mind within the Millennium Puzzle. Legendary Heroes. In Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode 45, Legendary Heroes Part 3, Yami Yugi uses this card during the battle against the Mythic Dragon. He activates Black Luster Ritual to tribute this card in Curse of Dragon and ritual summon Black Luster Soldier. Battle City Part 1 in Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode 50, The Mystery Duelist Part 1, Yugimoto uses this card during his duel against Bandit Keith while the latter was possessed by Merrick Ishtar. After Yugi summons this card in Curse of Dragon, he activates Polymerization to fuse this card with Curse of Dragon and fusion summon Gaia the Dragon Champion. Virtual World. In Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode 99, Isolated in Cyberspace Part 1, this card appears when Yami Yugi was building his Virtual World deck for his duel against Gansley. In Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode 106, Mechanical Mayhem Part 1, this card can be seen when Duke Devlin, Tristan Taylor, and Serenity Wheeler were building their Virtual World decks for their duel against Nesbit. In Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode 108, Settling the Score Part 1, this card can be seen when Seto Kaiba was building his Virtual World deck for his duel against Lecter. Battle City Part 2. In Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode 131, Clash in the Coliseum Part 3, this card is seen in a series of flashbacks Seto Kaiba has when he notes to himself that he always feels excited when he duels against Yami Yugi. In Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode 135, Battle for the Bronze Part 1, this card is seen in a series of flashbacks that Yami Yugi has when he notes to himself that his rivalry with Seto Kaiba allowed him to fight harder and reach new heights. Waking the Dragons. In Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode 159, Trial by Stone, this card is shown when Weevil Underwood and Rex Raptor are taken to a vault within Paradisius' headquarters that contains copies of every card in existence with the exception of the legendary dragons and the Egyptian gods. In Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode 161, On the Wrong Track Part 2, Yami Yugi uses this card during his duel against Weevil Underwood. He activates Polymerization to fuse this card with Curse of Dragon in order to fusion summon Gaia the Dragon Champion. Battle Ritual. In Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode 223, The Final Duel Part 3, this card appears in the flashback that Taya Gardner has when she notes that Swift Gaia the Fierce Knight and Summoned Skull are monsters that have fought alongside Yugimoto in his previous duels. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, 7 stars. In Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Episode 23, The Little Belowski, this card, Buster Blader, and Leghole were used by an opponent that Belowski faced in a flashback. This was cut from the dub. Scripted Duels. In the non-canon duel North American WCQ 2014's Special Astral vs. Yugi, Yugi discards this card by the effect of card destruction. Video games. This monster appears on the cover art of Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monster Coliseum.